Broadcasting live from an Airstream somewhere in Tornado Alley, bringing you the people, places, and stories from the Panhandle to the Red River. This is your Only in Oklahoma show.
And welcome to the show. Today we're going to party like it's 1999, and we had a retro record breaker in Oklahoma this year. I'm Brett.
And I am Harley.
So I had a close call.
A close call?
You know, I'm in part of a group where we send out mass text to go, okay, what are you bringing for Christmas? I've been typically the last few years, here's the thing, you make one thing good, and all of a sudden, you want to graduate from cups and plates, make a ham that's worth it.
Oh, so now you're roped in on permanent ham duty?
Well, here's what happened.
Got it.
I also am guilty of glancing at a text, or glancing at anything text, a sign, an email, a text message, and kind of my brain, you know how it is, sometimes you go, I thought it said something.
Yeah.
So I get the text, the screenshot of the text, because I'm like, are we supposed to bring food? Nobody's talked about food. What's the frequency, Kenna? So questions go out, is Brett bringing the ham? The response was, I thought it said, no, I'll take care of the ham. So I didn't say anything. I've been kind of suffering in silence until I was like, I guess I got voted off the island. Like, what do you mean? You want me to do the ham this year? No, the text says Brett can do the ham. I was like, it was a close call.
So no ham.
No, there'll be ham.
But you're not making it.
No, I am making it. I misinterpreted the text as
now I'm lost.
For me not to make the ham. Because I was like, I've been on ham duty for a while. Don't get me wrong. I miss the ignorance is bliss sometimes.
Yeah. Cups
and plates, bingo. A dessert? Why, certainly it may have a yellow sticker on it from Walmart. But in that case, you get something that you know people are going to like, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
So,
well, good for you. You're growing up.
I'm getting there. We're doing baby steps. Baby steps.
Pretty soon you're going to be helping somebody fix their lawnmower and...
Oh, let's not go there. There's, I work in an industry where people look at me and they see the gray hair and the beard. And
think you're Santa?
No, they think I know stuff.
Oh, everybody thinks I'm Santa.
They think you're Santa?
Yeah.
Well, everybody looks at me and thinks that I know. I've got older guys coming to me going, how do I do this? I'm like, brother, you're in the same boat I am. We look like we know something. We don't. But I don't look like a guy that could cook a ham. I have been accused of looking like a guy that would leave an onion ring between the seat and the chuck. I have been accused of that. But yeah. What about you? What is your...
We talk about this every year.
Yeah.
Breakfast all day. We
That's
do
right.
breakfast,
You do
all,
breakfast
day
all day
on Christmas.
But you've been known to do some traveling. Do you take the breakfast bar on the road? You do
we don't normally leave.
You don't leave for Christmas?
No. I mean, we'll maybe throughout the day go visit family members, but we don't leave.
Okay.
We don't leave the state or anything like that.
Oh.
Yeah, but breakfast all day, French toast, bacon, eggs, pancakes, cinnamon rolls.
Dude, that's
all day long.
You know what I would like to have? You said you've had it, I think. I would like to have a real, true English breakfast.
Yeah.
Beans and toast, sausages.
Mm-hmm. Sausages.
I would love to have an English breakfast.
I don't know that you'd be that impressed with it.
Probably not, but I'd like to have beans and toast.
I am of the opinion,
what?
Maybe an unpopular opinion, but I am of the opinion that people in Great Britain do not have taste buds.
Unless it's for tea and biscuits or crumpets.
I just don't think their tasters are broken.
Now, no, I was going to say, I think we have a listener. We do have a listener from England.
We have a few, yeah.
We do have a few.
And I like I said, unpopular opinion, especially with the people that live there.
Treat me to a English breakfast, and I'll change my mind.
Yeah.
No fish and chips for you?
I mean, it's okay. But it's not, that's good, but that's comfort food stuff. It's hard to mess that up.
Yeah,
it's mac and cheese.
Yeah, it's hard. It is hard to mess that up.
And French fries and fish sticks.
But you know something? So when you were a kid, when you played video games, did you have a treat? Did you have a go-to, like oatmeal cream pie, chocolate milk?
Oh, man.
Mine was oatmeal cream pie, chocolate milk. when we'd walk to the corner store and I could hear Mario Brothers music playing in my head. That's how you know you've been playing it.
I like man, I loved Dr. Pepper when I was a kid.
Dr. Pepper was the elixir.
I think Dr. Pepper owes my dentist a whole lot of money.
Probably. God, it tastes good. That's not good for you at all, but it
No,
sure
no.
tastes ice cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, ice
Where
cold.
it burns.
Yeah.
Going
No
down.
ice.
Yeah, no.
No, ice cold in a can or 3 liter.
I liked the bottles, the 20-ounce bottles.
The Twisted Pepper. Did you remember?
Oh, dude, I remember in grade school sitting on the curb at the gas station across the street from the grade school after school, 13 bottles in a row where I popped the top and won another one.
Are you serious?
Dude, I was so nauseous.
I knew a guy I grew up with, him and his brothers, that Mark Calvert. His brother stocked the coolers at Trout's Grocery around the corner, and he knew which Dr. Peppers. I guess they told. I don't know how he knew, but he knew in the rotation which Dr. Peppers were the winner, which ironically was also his favorite drink.
Oh, wow.
Twisted Pepper, man, they don't do anything like that anymore.
Even if they do, I honestly, as an adult, I don't know that I would agree with it. Like, It's not good for you. It's good. Yeah.
It's sure good. Ice cold. People, stop ordering ice with your drinks. That's the other thing. If you do the math, they put this much, they fill your cup full of ice. There is no way you're getting a full cup of Dr. Pepper or whatever your favorite drink is.
Oh, no. And this is one of the things that I have an issue. My daughter loves Sonic drinks.
Oh, yeah.
That is such a ripoff.
Yeah.
You pack in that tiny little those ice balls in that cup and put like 3 ounces of liquid in there.
Yeah. And you sell it for $6.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rip.
Like you're selling a cup of ice.
Nothing is like it used to be, I feel like.
It's not, but I do think that I have
a solution? A
remedy? I do, especially for New Year's Eve Day coming up next week.
It's coming up.
The FlashBack RetroPub in OKC is having a shindig.
A little hootenanny?
That I think we need to talk about, and it might give you some flashbacks to your childhood.
That wouldn't take much, man.
I don't know if we've ever talked about FlashBack RetroPub.
Maybe I don't know. We'd have
passing or something.
It's the irony is, have we talked about it in the past tense? We haven't had a flashback about the FlashBack RetroPub. That's dumb. Sorry. Cut that out. Cut it out.
I'm leaving it in.
Okay.
But honestly, the FlashBack RetroPub is kind of just a trip into 1980s nostalgia.
Oh yeah, man.
Like if you're into the Swatch watches and neon colors and big hair,
slap bracelets.
Were slap bracelets in the 80s?
Late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, I remember wearing a Swatch watch on my ankle.
Dude, I wanted a Swatch watch so bad. And you could switch out the freaking armbands on them and people warm up the... You remember a show called Parker Lewis Can't Lose?
Sounds like something you just made up.
No, it was on Fox. I think it was actually on before Married with Children. Anyway, they would synchronize watches.
Swatches?
Yeah.
They would synchronize swatches?
Yeah. I knew people that wore them, 3 or 4 of them on your arm.
Yeah, I do too.
Weird. Why? I don't get it, but they did it.
I think very similar to the reason that people wear the price tags on their hats now.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's just something that catches on. But as far as nostalgia goes, they have a lot of unique touches.
Yeah.
They've got high school lockers that are turned into liquor cabinets. They've got
pretty cool
Rubik's Cube tables.
Yeah.
They've got Light Bright directional signs. You remember Light Bright?
Yeah. In fact, I was surprised that when I had my colonoscopy that there weren't Rogue Light Bright pieces lodged in my colon. Because I would swallow them. You know, they say kids swallow pennies because they have like a vitamin deficiency. I'm not 100% sure what type of deficiency I had with Light Bright other than thinking they looked like candy. But it should have taken only one for me to figure out that it wasn't. But I think I swallowed about 20 of them.
I have an honest question. How many times did you have to go to the emergency room to have something pulled out of your nose? You
Never.
seem like the type of
No.
kid.
I had a lot of stitches in my head. That may not come as much of a surprise. I may have had childhood CTE. I've had quite a bit of head trauma, but never had anything removed. I do remember vividly having them have to do a rectal temperature check with a thermometer.
Yeah, they didn't have to.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't think it was an elective procedure, but yeah.
Well, honestly, though, tons of nostalgia. All the music, 80s and 90s, Prince, Huey Lewis and the News, Madonna,
Yeah.
like nonstop. It reminds me a lot of Crossroads Mall and the arcade.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. Gotta spend hours in Aladdin's Castle.
Was that the name of it?
Well, okay, so it was Aladdin's Castle, but before that, it was called, I want to say it was called Bally's Midway.
That sounds right.
Because they had a go-kart, like a small go-kart track in there and all kinds of stuff like that.
I remember the go-kart track.
Yeah, I don't remember that either.
I remember thinking that the Star Wars game that you got into was the coolest thing ever.
Still the coolest thing ever. I was intimidated by it. Because if you think about it, that's early flight sim.
Yeah, but that was also when they upped the prices. You
That's
remember
true.
every game
$4
was a quarter, and then all of a sudden you've got to it cost $1 to play.
It cost $1 to play.
And, oh, by the way, the game lasts for 7 seconds because there's no way you're going to figure this out.
You're not going to finish it. Like, one of my favorite games of all time, if I could own a Galaga cabinet, in fact, Terry's got one in his garage. I would love to own a Galaga cabinet. I'd just play the hell. But there's no end. There is an end to it, but it has to zero out. It's one of those games, it gets increasingly difficult, but I keep coming back. I love Galaga.
Yeah, I love Galaga too. There was a laundromat down the street from me.
Yep.
That had a Galaga.
It seemed like the laundromat down the street from everybody had Galaga.
I probably put somebody through college playing that game.
I love Galaga.
Every time I found a quarter.
What about Joust?
I was never a fan of Joust.
Really?
I played it, but I was never a big fan.
Loved some Joust. Pitfall? I don't know if they had that in an arcade or not.
No, I don't remember that in an arcade.
I do remember
Double Dragon.
Double Dragon, Joust, Cubert.
Yeah.
God,
Didn't they make a
Cubert.
cartoon?
Yep,
out of
they sure
Cubert?
did. They sure did. I loved Cubert.
So, Flashback RetroPub, though, has over 100 different arcade games from the 80s and 90s, consoles and such, but they also have Skee-Ball, they have Sega Genesis, Nintendo NES, Super Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo 64, all set to free play.
Oh, dude, sign me up. For real. And their hours? They're big kid hours.
They are big kid hours, but the New Year's Eve Ball, or
Bash,
yeah, is titled Party Like It's 1999.
Okay.
Doors open at 7 p.m. The party kicks off at 8:30 p.m.
Yes, sir.
With DJ Reaper setting the stage for a great night of nostalgia.
Dude, that sounds like a lot of fun.
I'll
be in bed. It starts at what time? 7?
That's when the doors open.
I was going to say at 9 o'clock. I can't tell you the last time. I think I may have managed to stay up for a countdown last year. It's the weirdest stuff to watch on TV because the Oklahoma coverage is bad. We don't have a ball that raises or drops now in Oklahoma. That's sacrilege.
We just wait for moonrise?
Or we watch the East Coast. I don't know what Dick Clark's Rocket New Year's Eve. I don't. But anyway, I'm asleep by about 9 o'clock.
Well,
I'm pushing it.
You do have to be 21 to enter. Their hours, like you said, they're good hours.
Yeah.
5 p.m. to midnight, basically, during the week, and then basically about the same till 2 a.m. on the weekends.
Yeah.
They serve alcohol. They have beers, craft beers from local and regional breweries. They have a lot of signature cocktails with a lot of 80s and 90s themed inspired drinks.
Yeah.
They don't have food.
That's all right.
But they have a solution. They don't have a kitchen, but they have a solution. there is a pizzeria right down the street, Joey's Pizzeria.
I've heard a lot of good things about Joey's Pizzeria.
It's a block away, and you can order it and have it delivered to the pub.
Listen, pizza and video games go hand in hand.
I think it's a must.
It's a must. We either had pizza or pizza rolls or the French bread pizzas. The Red Baron French bread pizzas. Or
bagel pizzas.
Ooh, the little bagel bites?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. Pizza and video games.
Good old days.
It's the good old days, and you can do it too. All you got to do, for more information about it, though, head over to the website, FlashBackRetroPub.com.
Well, coming up after the break, we're getting the high score.
Well, once again, today's show brought to you by Friends of Nakoma Park. You know, we've talked about it a $500,000 at times. They're a non-for-profit organization that they're raising money for a community park right now.
In Nakoma Park.
It's
a really great program. I love what they're doing with the park itself. They're taking a 60-acre plot of land
and turning it into a funasium.
They're turning it into a 60-acre wonderland is what they're doing. It's going to have soccer fields, splash park, walking trails, dog park. But more importantly, this is going to be a place for them to hold large festivals.
Yes.
We've been to a few festivals in Nakoma Park.
Yeah, we have.
And I will say, I can't wait.
Yeah, imagine the 4th of July festival and barbecue festival being at this park.
Or Bites of BOC with no borders, no doors.
No borders, no rules.
They run a great...
They do. They run a tight ship.
They really do. Every one of their fundraisers is so much fun. I definitely think if you're interested in supporting Nakoma Park, check them out. But more importantly, if you were interested in
getting involved
in any of their festivals or fundraisers, they do a great job, and it is well worth the drive to Nakoma Park. But you can find them at Facebook, on Facebook at Friends of Nakoma Park.
Arguably, for me, one of the most simplistic games on NES or Game Boy is Tetris. But there's not a chance in hell I'm getting a high score. Not even on Dr. Mario, which is basically the same thing.
So our news story, our second half of the show here, is about an Oklahoma teenager who broke a record that took almost 40 years to break.
The Russians didn't even see him coming.
I think I have permanent thumb damage.
Because of Tetris?
Because of the game Tetris.
Tetris is hours of fun. I can't imagine there being an end to it.
You know, after playing Tetris in my youth, everything that involved putting something in putting things in an orderly fashion from one place to another always turned into a virtual game of Tetris.
And that was even what you said, you know, when you were loading something up. You got to play a little Tetris.
Yeah, it's all got to fit in here, so figure it out.
You got to figure it out. Tetris is a household name.
It really is, but I think it's amazing that there are kids who still play Tetris today. There was a 13-year-old kid in Oklahoma that earlier this year broke the record by reaching level 157 on Tetris.
Dude, that is insanity. Is there anything you're that dedicated to? Now, I'm gonna say this, I'm literally saying it. Is there anything that you've mastered that's anywhere close to, I see how you're looking at me. I'm not going where you think I'm going.
Okay.
Is there anything that you've achieved the mastery level of?
Dude, I remember playing, like we talked about earlier, I remember playing Galaga and it getting to a point to where I was like, there's physically no way for anybody to go beyond this point. There's no way.
And then you see somebody that does.
Yeah, and then you look at the high score and you're 27 spots away. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, it's not. But it's funny. There's a really good documentary called King of Kong, Fistful of Quarters.
Mm-hmm.
That came out probably, 10 or 15 years ago about a guy that basically didn't beat King Kong or whatever.
Donkey Kong.
Sorry, why did I say that? I forgot. That didn't beat Kong, but got like the what's the screen? There's a certain screen I can't even... Anyway, you couldn't beat games back then.
Right.
You just kind of like achieved...
They just got faster and...
You just got zeros. Like,
Yeah.
it just came up as zeros. I can't even imagine with Tetris. I just can't even begin.
I don't know how far I made it, what level. I never kept track, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, of what level I got stuck on. I just remember, after a certain point in time, the blocks come down so quick.
Oh, yeah.
It wouldn't seem possible that there's a level 157 or some 13-year-old kid named Wilson Gibson would be able to make it all the way there.
Tetris is fun for about the first 2 or 3 levels. And then you're right. It starts to kind of ramp up after that. Then you lost me. Mario Brothers is another one. You look at Mario Brothers in its simplest form and you're like, how is this game this difficult? But yet it is. It's about most early games, if they weren't puzzle-based, kind of had puzzle elements to them anyway. It was all about timing.
Yeah.
But all about button pushes at the right moment.
Mm-hmm.
Or turning that piece at the last second on Tetris.
Yeah.
Because remember, they'd come down and you could switch. They'd give you the alternate piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still couldn't. 14 years old? Gosh, I think I beat Mario Land at 14. Not Tetris. I don't know. It is what it is.
I don't know if I ever actually beat a video game.
You didn't? Really? Not even Mario Brothers? 8 levels?
I don't recall.
That's wild. Because you were probably too busy hunting, foraging,
Dude, I remember when I first came across a Nintendo. Like one of my buddies had one. Like, I remember video games when I was a kid. When I was 6 or 7 years old. The, Pong and the old Atari games. I remember those. And, they were fun. But Nintendo was a game changer. And when they came out with that stupid Nintendo glove, dude, I thought the world was going to be a different place.
And it ended up being one of the worst,
the lamest gadgets ever made.
That and the Nintendo gamepad was a bust. That was a bust.
Yeah, I remember thinking that the Nintendo glove, or whatever they called it, was
Power Glove.
Power Glove, that's what it was.
And they also remember the Nintendo little robot.
I don't remember the robot.
I don't know what it was used for. I think it was kind of a when I worked in video games, I knew it was called. It was kind of a anyway, like a dang it, I forget. What do they call the dang thing when it's like a part that's a company? It's part of the system. It's like a it's right there. I don't know what it is, but I remember the Nintendo robot.
An accessory?
No, God, there's a name for it.
Okay, well, somebody will figure it out.
I hope so.
Maybe Santa will bring you the answer to that question on Christmas.
Prime example of reading something at a glance. I really thought it said Oklahoma teenager Mel Gibson. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I bet Mel Gibson would love to be a teenager just to start over.
He had a Christmas
peripheral.
Movie. Okay.
A peripheral for some game.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Mel Gibson had a Christmas movie.
Fatman?
Fatman.
Dude, that's pretty.
You didn't like it?
Really?
I didn't like it.
Did you ever see Violent Night?
Yes.
With David Harbour? That's pretty good.
That's not appropriate for this show.
Okay.
Oh my God.
It's not Violent Night.
What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with
you? Why are you copying me?
Why are you copying me? Well, because it's retro. We're going back in time.
No, we're not.
So stop copying me. Stop copying me. I'm not touching you.
Uh-huh. It's not annoying at all.
Willis Gibson. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I'm going to say Christmas is just a couple of days away.
Yeah.
I hope that Santa brings you whichever gaming console you want from your childhood, drops it under the tree, puts it in the stocking, whatever happens.
They do. I don't know if you saw at Walmart, they have these the plug-and-play systems that have the preloaded games?
Yeah.
They've got an Atari 2600, like a little plug-and-play. That would be cool. Only if it has River Raid. You remember River Raid?
I don't remember River Raid.
You basically
Was it like Frogger?
Sort of, but you were down a river and you had to shoot planes out of the way.
No, I don't remember it.
So much fun, man. No end. When did they finally go, guys, we gotta do something.
People want payoff.
Right.
Yeah.
I just wonder what the first game with an ending. We'll have to look that up.
Well, no, might it have been Mario Brothers?
Maybe. Yeah, it has to have been. The Japanese are like, we have a better idea. I don't know if they did or not, but
if you have an end to the game, then you can have a Mario Brothers 2.
We're gonna make a into video game. Ha! Hi!
That's awesome.
Again with Italian plumber. Well, it's been one heck of a year. I don't know if it's me. Did Thanksgiving run a little long this year? Because we literally just got rid of all the leftovers.
Yeah, I kind of feel like this year in general, I felt like I was just shot out of a cannon.
Or dropped out of a drone. They're everywhere. Drones everywhere. People everywhere.
I honestly think the drones, that just boils down to...
Oh, my goodness gracious. This is crazy around here.
I think that's just a whole lot of Santa delivering presents.
Yes, that's what it is.
He's up with the times.
He's surveilling. What you don't understand is, you want to know how Santa's like, how does he know if you've been naughty or nice?
Drones.
Drone technology. Prime example of what technology... Santa's trying to like...
Looking in the window right now.
Listen, guys, we've been making toys with wooden hammers for 1,000 years. We're going to get drones. I bet there's a bunch of elves that got laid off and replaced with automation.
Oh, and now they're just flying drones around?
I like it. Drones.
Well, at least we get to keep our jobs, guys.
Anyway, this has been the Only OK Show. Merry Christmas from us to you, wherever you are. From Mongolia to Minnesota to Madison, Wisconsin.
To Maysville,
Oklahoma. To Thackerville and all the other villes between here and the Red River. This has been the Only OK Show. New episodes all the time. I'm Brett.
And I'm Harley, and we're out of here.
Peace! And welcome to the show. Today God dang it.
You got it right one time.
3, 2, 1.